welcome to another episode of Sierra Talks, a podcast where I just be talking, y'all. On this episode, I will be discussing Anne Rice's AMC's Interview with a Vampire, Season 2, Episode 6. I'm recording this after I already recorded the episode. We're going to be okay, y'all. We're going to be okay. It's going to be fine. As we get older, we learn that life is about acceptance. We have to accept the things that happen and that have happened. And we cannot control the narrative when we're doomed by it. That's so depressing. I'm kidding. But yeah, this episode, I was worked up. This is the most worked up I've been after an episode in a while. So yeah, but I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Today is June 16th, 2024. Happy Father's Day to all of those who observe. Like, happy Father's Day, you know? Yeah. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna be fine. It's fine, you guys. Don't worry. It's totally fine. Okay, but here's the episode. I hope you enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and get ready to... I was on one. I was on one in this episode. So sit back, relax, enjoy. See you at the end. Bye. Hey, so on this episode of Interview with a Vampire, we finally find someone to match Claudia's freak. I am feeling so many things because I know it's coming and I've seen it coming. That doesn't change the fact that the writers are really good and really amazing at their jobs, and the actors are really amazing at their jobs. So I'm like getting caught up in the cute stuff, and then that whatever brain, that pattern recognition kicked in, and I was like, everybody's so happy. Oh, everybody's so happy. Okay. Let me get to my notes. Let me start from the beginning. I hate it here. This episode was called Like the Lights by Which God Made the World Before He Made Lights. Amen. I think it's very... Also, I wrote down when I started the episode. I started at 7:45. It is now 9:40. It took me that long to watch it. So, Scream. Very first scene, Daniel and Rashid having dinner together. Just scream. I said, oh my God. What are we doing? Are we on a date? Like, I know the DM girlies are so concerned about Armand and Daniel, and I'm like, let's explore Rashid and Daniel. Like, that could be a thing too. Yeah. Also, Daniel, he's so funny. Anytime I speak fondly of Daniel, I am really speaking fondly of Eric Bogosian. Like, that's just what that is. But Daniel's so funny. When Rashid was like, go to the restroom, I'm going to make a run for it. Daniel, shut up. Also, is Daniel's mailman in on it? Is the United States Postal Service owned by the vampires? Let me find out that somehow, some way, they are in on the United States Postal Service. Because what? Also, Rashid, you're in with the Talamasca? Girl, you are a brave soldier, because ain't no way. First of all, how are you in the Talamasca and you're literally in the, like, vampire servant cult? How are you, Like, how does that work? Because Raglan James popped up as soon as Rashid went to the restroom. And he was like, oh, he loves the hand soap here. They look like, girl, how you know? Do I care about the Talamasca? In the grand scheme of things, no. I am more concerned about the things that are happening with Louis Armand, Daniel, Claudia, Rashid too at this point. Like, what's happening? How do you make redecorating a wall so tense? I'm like, all that cute lovey-dovey stuff is out the window. Louis feels betrayed. He feels lied to. He feels like he doesn't even know who he is anymore. Like, how can I trust you when you tampered with my memories? How? Oh, Raglan James pulled Daniel's card. Just Daniel, I want to get out alive. Raglan, you want a book. Daniel, I want both. Because, yeah, like, let's stop, let's not stand on, oh my gosh, here. I'm not going to quote Batman. But, like, Danny, you want a book. He said he could get him a better publishing deal. And I'm like, damn, Daniel. First of all, not trying to be funny. How old is Daniel? How much time he got left? Why you worried about a better publishing deal? But I know he said he wanted to leave something for his daughters. So, like, sure, fine, whatever. So he says he'll get him a better publishing deal if he asks some leading questions. And it's like, Daniel, are you going to do it? Are you going to match Raglan James's freak, Daniel? Are you going to do it? And it's that whole, so we're back in the penthouse. Baby, this interview has taken a turn. Everything Armand says, Louis is like, is that really what happened? Are you sure? We can never be too sure. And it's like, Louis, stop. I need y'all to be cute and in love. Like, I don't want to see you guys arguing. You're too cute to argue. Even though we're still at the beginning of the episode, he tampered with your memories without your permission. We don't like that. But, like, still. Also, I forgot he called Rashid Agent Rashid because, like, girl, you work with a freaking Talamasca. You. Kwang fam. I said, hey, friend. We love KP. I follow him on Instagram. And he gives us, like, the best behind the scenes stuff because, we're not getting it from anywhere else. The play is very, like, introspective. Like, I'm a vampire. What does it mean to die? Armand said the new play was a flaccid full-length play based on nothing other than the superficial observations of the vampire Sam, his meditation on vampiric existence and enduring. And Louis was like, well, you came home and you said it was great. Like, you said you loved it. And he was like, well, I was trying to, be nice in front of the coven like you told me to, Louis. I was following directions, Louis, maître. And I'm like, y'all gotta stop. You're stressing me out so badly. Yeah, Louis said he was speaking with bias because of the machinations. I said, I've never heard someone say it like that. I've never heard someone say it like that. Like, if I only ever read that word, the machinations, that is what he said. That's what's in the script. Going on around them. He said, you told me to lead with a velvet glove instead of an iron gauntlet. He said, I said to indulge the buffoon. One thing about Louis, he don't like Santiago. He thinks he's a buffoon. He thinks he's a clown. I like that is straight from the book, from the movie to the show. All across the board, he is a buffoon. Which is very crazy because in this instance, it's like he's more of a buffoon in his, like, actual talent, not in his actual actions. Like, he's very conniving and very smart and very intimidating, but it's like Louis is a vampire. He's not intimidated by that. Oh, also this quote from the play, what does it mean to die when you can live until the end of the world? And what is the end of the world except a phrase? Oh, girl, the two lady vampires going to Roger to be like, hey, yeah, when was the last time you talked to Lestat? We just need to know. Mind you, this whole time, they're using the mind gift to communicate with Santiago. I love it. I think it was in the episode before last, maybe? I can't remember. When Santiago was talking to Armand using the mind gift while he was also doing the play. And he did that again, like he's in rehearsals. And he's using the mind gift to talk to the women at the law offices of Roger and other last name. And it's just very impressive because he's, from our point of view, we can see him doing two things at once. It's just very impressive. Ben Daniels, you're so impressive. Such an amazing actor. I feel like I haven't said that enough. Ben Daniels is just a very impressive actor. They find out that Roger hasn't communicated with Lestat since February 1940 in New Orleans. When was that? What was that leading up to? Ooh, girl. And we switch back to Daniel and Louis and Armand in the penthouse. And it's just like, Armand says he didn't realize what was happening because he was in love. And Louis was like, you got lazy. And Armand was like, you got lazy. You had been in power too long. And I'm like, I mean, honestly, that is exactly what happened. Like, sure, you were in love, but you definitely got very caught up in that love and stopped paying attention to anything that was going on around you. Even though you knew that there was like contention in the coven, you still were like, oh, well, things will work out for the best. Last time I met Kermit the Frog. Sorry, Armand. But like, girl, open your eyes. Also, use your mind gift. Also, at one point, he tells Louis that it's hard for him to keep his mind closed. And I said, oh, you don't. The thing is, he does not need to be a coven leader. He does not need to be a leader, period, honestly. Ripped out pages mentioned. Girl, we'll get to that. Oh, Claudia. Diaries of friends of last resort. I have found one not made of paper and glue. Fuck these vampires. That's her last entrance into her diary. And I love how they framed it because it seems like she's talking about the coven and she's totally not. She said, girl, fuck y'all. Or she could be talking about the coven and Louis and Armand. Oh my God. Daniel, see, this is why I don't like you. Arab Belgian, he's fine, he's cool. Rashid. Armand as Rashid made better drinks than real Rashid. Girl, why would you say that? You make your own drink. You watch your old mouth. So now we cut to Claudia watching Madeline. It's so hard for me to not call this lady Madeline. Girl, what? Watching Madeline through the shop window. And it's just very like, I can't be friends with her. Then the people who have apparently been painting the swastika on her window come back to paint another one, and she's just like, hey, like, whatever, keep painting it. And they're like, we'll stop coming back if you stop taking it down, if you stop cleaning it up. So she's ironing out a dress, she's pressing a dress. She throws the iron through the window, breaks the window, of course, it's a window, don't like windows when they're closed. And they run it. It's two men and a woman. First of all, very scary. I'm a little sensitive. Baby, give me a content warning. So it's implied that things are about to go very badly because the two men drag her off into the back where her bedroom is. What? And the lady's just out there like talking to the shopkeeper across the street. And she's like, oh, you see, she's so crazy. Can't believe this dressmaker. And it's like, girl, excuse me? Pardon me? What kind of woman are you? You're just going to let the bad things happen to her? So the bad things are about to happen. And here come Claudia. This is a great moment. I wrote down and I yelled, she kicked that door in like a daddy. She kicked that door in and just started snatching the dude, killed them. Quickly, just made waste of them. I said, oh, come on, Claudia. But I was like, ooh, period, girl. The Louis jumped out because you kicked that door in like a daddy. So Madeline walks into the front of the shop and sees her draining one of the men. One of the other men is laying on the ground with his throat cut, just like bleeding everywhere. And then the woman is pinned against the wall by her throat with a pair of sewing scissors. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I really liked it because when they first jumped Madeline, she tried to reach for the scissors and they snatched them away from her. So good to see great to see the scissors put to good use. I also took a note. This little outfit Claudia had on was very cute. I've been telling my best friend, excuse me, my best friend about Carol and all the amazing work she does and just her storytelling through costuming. And I'm like, whoever found Carol, like however that hiring process went, they need a raise too, because Carol she's really just her. Because that outfit was very like Louis coded to me, but also just her storytelling through costuming is just beautiful. She's so intentional. She's so just big brained. She's really amazing. Who's your favorite person in the cast? And I'm like, Carol. Like, who's your favorite character? Carol. The costume designer, the real human person, is my favorite character of the show because she's just so she's so good, and she's so freaking good. But yeah, little sweater vest outfit was very cute. I digress. Then we jump back to Armand and Louis, and Louis is entering his like art hoe phase. He's like, I'm gonna be an art dealer. I found this painting by an artist and texture, brush, cigar ends, things and words. And Armand is like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna sell it. Hopefully, he didn't say hopefully. He said hopefully he drinks himself to death, because then it will be worth even more money. And it's like, Louis, one thing about you, baby girl, you know how to make some money. He started talking about stocks and real estate, buying a plane. And Armand was like the first vampire capitalist. And I was like, not too much. But also, yes, like he knows money. If Louis doesn't know anything else, he knows money. He knows business. And I love that for him because, we support Black entrepreneurs. But also when he was like, who's going to fly your plane? Stop doing accents here. He was like, who's going to fly your plane? And Louis was like, I will. I just pictured him as Snoopy. I just pictured him on top of a little red doghouse with the like helmet and the goggles and the little scarf. And yeah, just very adorable, because Louis is the most adorable little man on television. He's so cute. Oh God. So I paused to make that note. Hit play. Take off your clothes. I said, huh? What do you mean? And I kind of saw that coming. I didn't see the words coming. I'm like, oh, is this a scene? I said, oh my God. Is somebody going to match his freak? Like, take off your clothes. And Armand was like, I'm working. Some of us have things to do other than art dealing Louis. He doesn't call him Louis like that. I have to stop. And he was like, he said some things that I don't feel comfortable repeating. That's their personal private business, and I shall not speak on it. So then we cut to Claudia and Madeline, and they're talking. Oh, because the whole thing with Claudia and Madeline was damn, I got super sidetracked. Whoa, sorry. Madeline found her draining one of the men that attacked her, and she was like, you're a Sierra. She was like, she couldn't get it out. And Claudia was like, girl, I'm a vampire, look. And she was like, I could clean this up. I can make it fast, but you can't run off. I have to clean this up. And so Madeline sat on the floor, and she was like, good, I'm gonna clean this up, and then we could talk. And then she asked her where the light switch was, and I'm assuming she turned on the lights to clean everything up, because Claudia cleans up after herself. She learned how to clean up properly. Amen. Thank goodness. So then we cut to, oh God, I am going all out of order. I am very, very sorry. My brain is just running a million miles an hour. So after Louis and Armand fade to black, because baby, look, after they fade to black, we see Claudia and Madeline reading together, and she's like, yeah, life and death, death and life. And Louis comes in and he's like, girl, why is she in my coffin? What do you have going on? Because I was so shocked, like so many things were happening. I didn't even realize that they were in Louis and Claudia's apartment. And I'm like, you got her in the house? I'm like, first of all, Claudia, you barely even live there anymore, according to Louis. But I'm like, you got that girl in y'all house? So, also, I'll break her arms and throw her out the window. I said, Louis, girl, you gotta chill out a little bit. He has gotten, she says this later in the episode, she was like, you've gotten stronger and harder. And I'm like, but why? Like, where is this hardness coming from? Because he really did, like, he's way more no nonsense now. I guess because he's back to being like businessman Louis. And it's like, girl, take a breath. You don't need to because you're literally dead. But like, take a moment and chill out a little bit. Because just hearing him say he would just kill a human, little Mr. Cat Killer, rat eater, like, calm down a little bit, baby. You're doing a lot. I don't appreciate it. But she's like, yeah, I want to turn her. Like, we're friends and she wants to be a vampire. She wants to be my companion. And Louis was like, is it romantic? Claudia said no. And Madeline said, no, not yet. And I screamed. I was like, the girls are loving. We love to see love. Again, happy Pride. And Claudia just was like, I've been a third my whole life. First you and Lestat, and now you and Armand. You're Armand's. And he said, Armand is mine. I said, oh, my man. My mom. Like, okay. But he was just like, she's just like, I don't want to keep being by myself. I don't want to keep running behind you and your messy relationships and your bad taste in men. Is that what she said? No, but that's what she said. And she was like, I can't make her. I'm too small. And I don't want you to make her because I don't want Lestat's blood in her. And I'm like, period. I don't blame you. Bad blood. Don't like it. So he asked Armand to come in. Armand is hot. Armand is like, so we just making vampires now. We just doing whatever we want now. And Louis is like, calm down. We came to you. He was like, think of how much easier it'll be without the burden of her. And I had seen him say that like in the preview, but I didn't think he said that in front of her. And her cute little face when she looked up at him, I said, Louis, count your days. Well, he's counting them now. Count your days, Louis. You said that in front of her. So Armand goes off to talk to Madeline to like do a pre-vampire interview. Girl, like what kind of job interview, entrance exam, because I want to die? Like, no, just do it. But she didn't let it slide. When Armand was talking to Madeline, she was like, so now I'm a burden. And he was like, I said it to get him through the door. And she said, did you mean it? He said, does it matter? When I tell you Claudia is a stronger woman than I'll ever be, because that, I don't care if you my brother. Now we into it. Now we arguing. Because, yeah, it matters. Words matter. You what? How dare you? Does it matter? I got the result. Also, foreshadowing, you got to give up something to get something. That's what she was talking to him about, him being so hard. And it is like, Louis, I like you in your like soft girl era. Like, you were just sweet and in love and going around Paulie and like being a little unwell, hallucinating. Like, I don't want you to be hard. I hate that word. Armand does. But like, I don't want you to have to go through like, I'm in my I don't like Louis era right now. Paris Louis specifically. I don't like Paris Louis right now. And we're really going through it. Also, the talk between Armand and Madeline, actor who plays Madeline. What else have you been in? What else are you going to be in? She really was like, girl, if you don't turn me, just the way she's sitting there eating that apple with a spoon, like you can't feel, I can't imagine being, like if vampires were real, being around Armand and not feeling that power coming off of him. It's like, you don't feel that? You don't feel that that very intense presence that he carries. You don't feel that? Oh, okay, girl, sure. And he's just questioning her, what are you gonna do to eat? And she's like, I'm gonna eat. I'll eat. I'll pick out the weak ones first, and then I'll like indulge in my other appetites. And asking her, what will you do when the things of your era are gone? And she just, Claudia, her yelling into the other room was hilarious. He thinks our era still remains, something like that. And I'm just like, you don't care. Like, you can't phase her. Like, she's been through so much. You cannot phase her, which is still crazy because Armand don't phase you. Out of all the things, Armand is not shaking you even a little bit. And then Armand said no. Armand would not turn her, because the whole time they're having a conversation, Louis is like, he's gonna turn her. And I'm like, Louis, you really... And this is to Louis and the girls who think Louis is really in charge. Louis is only as in charge as Armand will let him be. As long as it benefits Armand in some kind of way, that's as much as Louis is going to be in charge. And Daniel was like, huh? He never made a vampire. He said it repulses him. He said it repulsed him, and it still does to this day. Oh, also while he's talking to Madeline, he was like, what are you going to do when Claudia throws herself into the fire in a few decades? And she was like, she won't. I said, see, Armand, you can't leave Big M alone. Big M is crazy. Oh, Carol, another Carol note. This plaid that Santiago has on, love it so much. Then they get into this argument about the play because there are no projections. That's their aesthetic, as Armand says, that they have these projections playing over the actors and the scenery. Their projections, and there are no projections in this newest play that Sam has written. And it's not a huge deal, but it's just like a little, like, Armand is like, I'm the director, we're gonna do what I'm directing. And Santiago is like, this play sucks. That's not what he says. He's like, this play is terrible. And he like levitates and storms out. And all the while he's leaving, he's mind gifting to Sam. He's like, I love the play, Sam. Apologies. And it's like, oh, are you faking a fight? I hate it. I hate it. Also a note, things were actually happening in the real world. And the vamps were just like committing little crimes in the background that I'm sure we will see take. Like, why were they committing these crimes? Why'd you steal a telescopic lens? Why are you stealing color film stock? What are you going to use that for? We will find out what they're going to use that for, and I don't want to. Also, drunks facing South by Southwest hanging off the Eiffel Tower muttering in unison. Huh? What's that? So we get to the park, and Armand and Louis are on one of their walks. And Louis is just like, so you really not gonna turn her? And Armand is like, I already said no, baby, let it go. And they get to a point, oh my God, just the cutest kiss. Very sweet, very romantic. And Louis is like, well, I'll turn her. Claudia can't do it and we don't have an alternative, I'll do it. And he was like, Armand, I want you to be there. And Armand was like, why? And he was like, it could be beautiful. I want you to witness it, bringing someone in a good way. And Armand he doesn't want to be there. And now that we know he's repulsed by it, it makes sense. And he's like, I'm sorry. And Louis is just like, it's okay. And then he says it again while like gently cupping his face. And I was like, scream, scream. Like, why are you so nurturing to him? Please stop. Like, don't stop. Be sweet to each other. Okay, then we get to the actual turning, and like, she has a little bit of nerves. Madeline has a little bit of nerves, and she's drinking wine. It's a pity that her last glass of wine is a Chardonnay. Very funny. And she lays out on the counter in her dress shop, and Claudia's like, if you get scared, just look at the light and hold on to my voice. And I'm just like, oh, it was very sweet. And Louis does his fang reveal. I love the sound that he makes because it is, I don't think it's necessary. Like, Claudia's fangs come out at one point. She doesn't make the sound, but his fangs come out and he bites her. And he said, Madeline welcomed my fangs, the lamb smiling up at the wolf with unsettling passivity. And it's just like, yeah, she was ready. She was like, what's not life like? Like, what is life like as a vampire? How is that going to be? And I'm going to get to be with Claudia, who we're not completely romantic yet. And Louis is biting her and draining her. And Claudia's fangs come out. And she just whispered, because Madeline's dying. She's like, I want you to. So Claudia bites her too. And it's so sweet. And it's very like, oh. And Louis is telling Daniel, he was like, Claudia bit her with reverence, and I bit her with obligation. And, you know, they're going through her memories, which I love. I love a good flashback, background, a little bit of lore. And we see her being a child with her mother and her sister, and then her sister dying, and then both of her parents dying, and taking the old-timey photo with her parents in their coffins. And I'm like, y'all used to do that. I love that detail, love the details. And then Louis sees Claudia in Madeline's mind and how she perceives her. And it is the sweetest thing. She sees her in the daylight, in the dress that she was making for her, that pretty yellow dress that she was making for her. And he says she looks even more beautiful in the eye of the beholder. It was just very, very beautiful. And Louis was like, I knew then, without a shadow of a doubt, that she would be a better companion to Claudia than I ever could. And I'm like, and Louis, I'm glad, because you're a terrible companion. You're the worst companion to Claudia. But it was just so sweet. And then we cut to Louis sitting in the apartment by himself with his wrist bleeding and blood all over the floor. And Armand comes in with a suitcase, sits on the floor. And Armand's like, hey. He said, did she take? And of course she did. Yay. We love that for her. We love that for the vampire girls. Claudia and Madeline drive off into the sunset, into the moonrise, moonlight, sunrise. Baby, come be my starlight. And he's like, yeah, she turned and they left town. I told them to get out of Dodge. And he's like, why is your wrist still open? He was like, I opened it back up. Louis like, I opened my wrist back up to make myself vomit up her blood. He was like, I can feel her, this stranger. And I'm like, that does have to be very weird. You literally don't know this lady. You've met her twice. You've met her twice, and now you just feel her in your spirit. That has to be like disconcerting. He told Armand that he didn't care when Claudia left. And Armand was just like, give it time. It's a lot to get used to. Louis, where are we mentally? Like, I need to know. I need some more. Why are you feeling like this? Like, are you just tired of Claudia? Even though, like you said, she left you. These feelings of animosity. Because earlier, he was like, I want to go a few months without you messing something up. And it's like, what has she messed up, Louis? What has she done to ruin anything for you? Nothing. I don't understand his animosity towards her. Like, if it weren't for Claudia, you still be in New Orleans with that man. But whatever, Louis going through it, and I can't with him because I don't understand his logic. Also, the mention of the magnolia tree that he's been growing is, what kind of tree is that in their penthouse? I'm gonna have to ask the Discord, because is that like, he said he has some clothes and a cutting from a magnolia tree he's been growing, and I'm like, is that the tree that you have in the reading room? Child, we'll see. And he's like, why? And Armand let him know that he broke from the coven. And he was like, they gave me a choice and I took it. They gave him a choice and he took it. You have to give something up to get something. Oh God, the writing. And in the present, Louis is like, he's very hostile towards Armand, which again, I understand, because from what we know, he tampered with your memories without you asking. Like, why would you do that? And Armand is like, we tore those pages out of the diary together. And he was like, not all of them. And he was like, I tore out the other ones because I was afraid of you, Daniel. I didn't owe you my shame. I didn't owe you my cowardice. I didn't want to show that part of myself to you. And I'm like, oh, valid. Yeah, so then we find out that Louis, 3 days after they abandoned Daniel, actually did ask Armand to erase him walking into the sun from his memory. And it's like, honestly, Louis, I would too. I wouldn't want to remember that. If I tried to get up out of here, I literally would not want to remember that. Like, why? That's not something you want to dwell on, especially because you're just alive and you're just going to continue being alive. Yeah, I don't want to remember that. Oh, also, talking about his cowardice and his shame, Armand was like, Louis forgave me for that. And Daniel was like, I didn't forgive you. He was like, 5 nights in San Francisco did not ruin you. And Daniel was like, it was 6 days. I thought it was 4. Look, he said it was 6. So, and he was like, you just proved my point. He was like, your mind is as sharp as any other human's. And I think that was kind of to be like, hey, I'm not the reason that you're sick. Because that's been a theory in the fandom, that Armand messing with Daniel's memory might have something to do with Daniel being sick. So he was just like, no, you're human. Like, no, girl, you would have got it with or without me. Like, you would have been sick with or without me because you're human. It's like, oh, okay, period. We love a little check. So then he apologizes for he apologized to Daniel for keeping him and for tampering with his memories. And he apologized for almost draining him. And I'm like, oh yeah, you did almost kill him. Like, you were about to do that. So then we jump to dun dun dun. They're at this cute little club, and it's Louis, Armand, Claudia, and Madeline. Very, very cute. Claudia has on this little yellow dress. Oh God. She has on this yellow dress with her curly hair. She doesn't have it all like sculpted and stuff like it has been. It's just her pretty little natural curls. Curly hair Claudia in a yellow dress. Okay, sure. Book girlies know what that means, and I'm devastated. And they're having a date. Also, I wrote, not him projecting, talking about some, oh, when I was draining you, I saw your dead sister. Is she a replacement? I was like, no. And your sister wasn't even dead, Louis, while you're projecting. How dare you? Like, everyone's not you, selfish. Ooh, girl. And Claudia was like, I saw it too. Like, we were both there. And Madeline was like, no, we talked about that because I had to let her know that she wasn't a replacement. And Claudia was like, I want to thank you for not stepping into your daddy Lou shoes. I said, girl, yes he did. He said right back into them. And she thanked Armand for never treating her like a child, which he never did. He just was like, you in this coven, everybody follow what I say. It don't matter what y'all are. And when Louis was like, what are y'all gonna do? Also her saying that they've been burying their bodies, and where they bury the bodies, flowers grow. And I'm just like, this is so cute. They said lavender, and I'm like, oh my God, so gay. We love lavender. And like, actually, like lesbian symbolism of lavender. Like, it's just very cute. And or sapphic symbolism. I'm gonna say sapphic, but sapphic symbolism of lavender. But it's just very cute, and it just makes me smile so hard because they're so cute, and I love seeing Claudia be happy. Claudia has my whole heart. She means the world to me. She deserves the world, and Team Claudia all day, every day. And Claudia and Madeline say they want to wander, and they just want to explore. And Louis was like, Claudia? Wander? He was like, Claudia is straight and narrow, trying to get to the next, trying to find the X. And, you know, that's Louis saying that. And she looks over lovingly at Madeline and says, she is the X. Like, on a map. Oh my God. Like, girl, is she a treasure? Do you treasure her? Oh my God. And then they, what's it called? Editing me, it's called a toast. How did I forget the word for toast? They toasted. They clinked glasses, all four of them, to finding the X. So cute. And I was like, because I know where this is going. I'm just, the X gonna find you. Because I can't even just live in the moment. Like, nah, girl, the X is gonna find you. Also, Madeline has been looking at Louis like really weird. And Louis like, girl, is you cool? And she's like, I can't read your mind. And he started to be like, the architects of our kind. And then was just like, you know, I made you, so you can't read my mind. And she was like, oh, but I can feel you, Louis. And I can feel you too, Madeline. Mind you, this is the only the third time these people have ever met. But she was like, I can feel you, and I can feel that you love Claudia, and that's why I decided we should meet back up. And he was like, you know, I'm glad we did this. And she was like, I can feel you too, Armand, through him. And Armand looked like, oh. And she was like, yes, he loves you too. Scream. I screamed. And then Jacob, let me take my glasses off of this. Jacob Basil Anderson did the most Louis, the most incredible. I had to keep watching it. New Orleans Louis, because we didn't get to see New Orleans human Louis be happy a lot. Like, we saw it a little bit. But baby, this, just that, all right, we'll get the hell out of my, he's like, let's get the hell out of my soul. Just country. I'm like, there's no other, we're past Southern. Now you just country. Let's get the hell out of my soul. And was like, he gets enough affection, and like kind of stumbling over his words. I said, oh, not you're flustered. Jacob is such a good actor. He's such an amazing actor. And it always trips me up. I had to just lay on the floor and be like, that man is British. He is from across the pond. He in no way American. He is in no way from the American South for him to be sounding like that. Also, I have this thing where if I read or watch too many things from the South, my Southern accent gets way worse because I don't actually have a Southern accent. Pray for me. What did he say? He was like, we don't want his head to get too big. He wanted to be able to get through the dough. I said, oh, the dough. Oh. And then when Armand got up to go take a stretch, murder on my mind. Murder on my mind. He was like, there you go. There he goes. I said, it's too much. Let's see if he'll get that big head through the door. Or let's see if he can get out with that big head. Just country. I'm like, this is country Louis. We're not. I don't remember ever experiencing country Louis. Country Louis? Because Louis in New Orleans was very like buttoned up businessman Louis, and like I'm going through it. Like country Louis really sent me through like honey, I spiraled. I was like, wow, Jacob Basil Anderson, the man that you are, so crazy. So crazy. He's one of my favorite actors. He's really good. We're just in like a one-sided feud right now because he's performing my favorite album by him, Only in London. So we're into it. Remember when Armand said they gave me a choice and I took it? And when Claudia was like, you have to give up something to get something, and T-Pain said she gave us drinks to drink, we drunk them, got drunk. I remember all of those events. So we see Santiago coming down the street because Armand is standing in the doorway of this cute little bar, restaurant, cafe where they are. And we see Santiago coming with something thrown over his shoulder. It looks like a sack. Why does Santiago have a sack? What could possibly be in the sack that he's carrying? It's empty for now. And then we go back to Louis, Madeline, and Claudia laughing at the table when we realize that the music has stopped. The room is frozen except for those three. And once they realize what's happening, it's too late. They are jumped by 3 of the coven vampires, sacks put over their heads, and dragged away. Because Armand had a choice. Armand had a choice. We get to the theater, and it's daytime. That flipped me out. I had to rewind it. I said, oh my God, it is daytime. And we're starting the trial of the vampires, Madeline, Louis, and Claudia. And I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't desire this. And then, okay, because maybe we get to backstage because we're still at a theater. And we see a vampire going down the steps. Oddly slow. I'm like, are you taking the step like step down, put the other foot down, step like he was like going down the steps like a 2-year-old. Like, did you meet your milestones? Why is this how you're taking the steps? Get to the bottom of the steps. Who do we see sitting in the mirror, glowering at himself? The last note I took was a boo Lestat. Apparently, they were able to get in touch with Lestat, and with the aid of Claudia's stolen diaries and the corroboration from Lestat, we now know that they are on trial for the attempted murder of Lestat de Liancourt and the vampiress Antoinette. I want y'all to know that this whole time we've been leading up to this trial, I ain't thought about Antoinette. That lady hasn't crossed my mind once. I completely forgot. The thing is, I know they killed her, but by that not even being a thing in the book, I just completely disregarded Antoinette. And I'm like, oh, they did kill her. And she did. She died. They bashed her head in and impaled her and set her on fire. She good and dead. But I'm like, oh. So yeah, they're on damn double homicide. Damn double homicide. Like, so we're heading into this next episode. Episode 7, what's gonna happen? Because we still have an episode after that. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm very upset because I think I know what's gonna happen, unless they're gonna like reject the canon, which I don't see happening. Even the yellow dress and her having her naturally curly hair is them just laying down in the canon, getting good and comfortable. They got a blanket on, rubbing their feet together, got the space heater on in the canon. So we're really in it now, folks. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Oh, what was my favorite part of the episode? Have a few. The Louis and Armand kiss, very cute. A part that was not in the episode, me picturing Louis flying a doghouse like Snoopy, because I'm silly. The toast of finding the ex. That's very sweet. Also, them turning Madeline and seeing Claudia in daylight and just seeing her be so happy and just, we love. Those are my favorite parts. And Claudia's little sweater vest outfit was just very cute. I love that outfit. But yeah, those are my favorite parts. Let me know yours. I'm finna record this outro because, baby, I've been in here for a minute. Let me charge this computer. But yeah. Okay, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you in the next one. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Like I said, I was going through it. I was amped up. It's fine. We're fine. Yeah, this episode was really, really good. And I made mention of how I'm in one side of you with Jacob Anderson. It's fine. Ignore that. It's totally normal. Yeah. But this episode was really good. That's the thing. Did it infuriate me? Also, at some point, I forgot the word toast because I had only been awake for like 2 hours. But this episode was really good. Really enjoyed it. Great acting. Again, shout out to Carol. Shout out to KP who plays Quan Pham. I was like, okay, spotlight. We love that. More speaking, more camera time. We love. This show is so diverse, and I really wish they would like lean into it when it comes to like their press. Like lean into the fact that your two main leads are literally a black man and a brown man. Like lean into it because you have such a large audience that would care about that fact and watch this show because of that fact. Like I literally watched the show because of Jacob Anderson, and then I was like, oh my God, Louis and Armand are of color, and AMC was like, no, don't worry about that. What do you mean? What do you mean, AMC? We're neither here nor there. We're past that point. Season almost over. Season almost done. So unless y'all are gonna do like post-season press with Jacob and I said, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I had a blast recording this. I had to edit out so many verbal stems because I was verbal stemming real bad, and I had to cut out a lot of it because your girl was not okay. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is me after editing. In the spirit of honesty, transparency, this is so long. This is longer than I meant it to be, but I took out as much as I could. Do you know how many times I said, is somebody gonna match my freak? I had to take out so many of them because, oh my God, girl. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a great week. Juneteenth, Father's Day, Eid Mubarak to all of those that observe and that are celebrating. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening. Bye.